Are you feeling angry after childbirth? Today we're talking about postpartum rage, postpartum anger, the root causes of your symptoms, and how you can start to heal naturally. If we haven't met, I'm Tara Gregorio, certified women's herbal educator with Dr. Aviva Ram and mama of twins. And on this channel, I share natural remedies for women's health, postpartum, and beyond. We cover topics like depression, anxiety, breastfeeding safety with herbs, rage, and insomnia. So if you're looking for natural postpartum recovery so you can feel like yourself again, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of my new video each Tuesday. So today we're talking about rage and anger. Why is this happening? In traditional Chinese medicine, they say the liver is associated with anger, depression, resentment, frustration, irritability, bitterness, and flying off the handle. Does that sound like you? Screaming, yelling, it's not who you really are. So what is happening? Many moms online will say it's because you don't have any support and you're overwhelmed and you're exhausted, which I totally understand. That is one piece of the puzzle. My late husband and I opened 2 businesses and had twins in the same year, so I totally get not having enough support. But we can't deny that there's a deeper reason that we get so angry so fast. So why is this happening when you typically are probably level-headed at some times during the month, right? So my challenge to you is to start tracking your cycle on a paper calendar. So not on an app. Buy a cheap calendar from the dollar store and write day 1 when you start bleeding. Now, if this has happened before your period, I'd be really curious. Let me know in the comment area below. It tends to come in when our period returns, when our cycle returns. So, in the postpartum time, your liver is working overtime to process these hormones, chemicals in the environment, alcohol if you're drinking, and all sorts of things. It's working overtime. So I challenge you to start writing on a calendar. Day 1 is the start of your period. About day 14, you should be ovulating and probably feeling pretty good. And then I want you to start tracking your symptoms. So day 14 to day 21, you might be feeling okay, or maybe you've noticed some changes. But I wonder if day 21 to day 28 is when your rage and anger hits. Let me know in the comment area below if you've noticed that connection. It's happening the week before your period or the week before your cycle returns. So what are the root causes of postpartum rage or anger? There's 4 root causes I've identified. So if it's that week before your period, or it could be around ovulation as well, but let's say the week before your period, right? Progesterone should be higher than estrogen at that point. So the reason we get rage or anger could be due to low progesterone, potentially too high of estrogen. And what happens when we have low progesterone is actually our histamines increase. So this is a new term that I've heard over the past year, but how the histamine increases, creating all of these symptoms in our body. So the 4 reasons we have rage could be high histamine levels, maybe high estrogen levels or estrogen dominance, low progesterone levels, and then poor liver clearance because your liver is trying to process all of this. Moms also say that they tend to be constipated during this time or feel stuck. So notice if you're feeling constipation as well. So the number one thing is to move your bowels, start sweating to get these excessive estrogens out of your body. Now, what do I mean by estrogen dominance? Sometimes moms ask. Some signs might be mood swings, skin breakout, digestive imbalance, fuzzy thinking, irregular periods, breakthrough bleeding, but some key indicators would be breast pain and heavy periods like blood clots. So that may mean that you have too much estrogen in your body that you want to release through your body. And how do we release it? We want to reduce toxins in our environment, specifically plastics. And also we want to make sure that we're pooping. I'll leave a link to a video below about how to reduce constipation. So supporting your liver should be part of your healing journey, part of your healing process. But I want to bring up one other term you might not know of. It's called PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which means that you have really bad PMS. So notice if that correlates with this anger or rage you're experiencing. There's actually 4 types of PMS, and I'll leave a link below to a blog post I did that identifies these 4 types of PMS that we experience. And this particular one has rage and depression and anger in it. So the way you know you have PMDD is that you have 4 of these symptoms the week before your period, plus the additional other symptoms. So you have depression or dipped moods, anxiety or feeling on edge, sad, tearful, and marked anger. These are signs of PMDD. Additionally, you have lack of energy, change in appetite, insomnia, out of control, pain in your body, and disinterest in activity. You just want to lay down and go to bed. So these are signs of PMDD, which is another way to describe anger or rage after your period. So how do we support your liver? I have identified some botanicals that could support you. And if you're breastfeeding, I encourage you to look at the blog post below, because I will be adding breastfeeding safety for each of these herbs so that you can see where to start. But the number one thing I'd suggest is starting with a castor oil pack. Have you heard of this yet? Let me know in the comment area below if you've tried this. So the number one selling castor oil is Queen of Thrones on Amazon. And what you would do is purchase a flannel piece. You put the castor oil on the flannel and apply it to the right side of your abdominal region, right where your liver is. Wrap it up to hold it safe to you, and wear clothes that you don't care about because the castor oil will get everywhere. Your skin absorbs the castor oil and then helps support your liver during this time. You could also add a heating pad, or if you're using the higher dose sauna mat, that's what I do. Is I put the castor oil pack, climb into my sauna mat, and then that's what I do the week before my period. Now you'll be amazed that you can have little to no PMS symptoms. Once we address your diet, supplements, all the things, it's possible to have little to no symptoms. This has been a long journey of mine, but I want you to know it is possible. So here are some herbs that I would use if I was struggling with postpartum rage and anger. Now keep in mind, breastfeeding safety will be in the blog link below. So the first herb I would consider is St. John's wort. Now, I know you probably think of that as the herb for the number one herb for antidepressant, but it also helps with estrogen clearance in the body. It is considered a level 2-3 safety while breastfeeding, so that does concern some moms because it's not a level 1. But many moms have used postpartum depression, have used St. John's wort to overcome postpartum depression while breastfeeding. So just keep that in mind. I do have a video on St. John's wort review, which you can watch below to see about the safety of St. John's wort if you are breastfeeding. Number 2, you can explore passion flower in your teas. This really helps reduce circular thoughts and helps calm your nervous system. The third herb is milk thistle, which helps support your liver. The one caution I would say with milk thistle, it is safe while breastfeeding, but it may increase your blood sugar. So if you're noticing that you are reaching for sugary contents, just keep that in mind. It could be due to the milk thistle. Now, Seeking Health has a prenatal vitamin which has milk thistle in it, and I really love that vitamin for moms who are breastfeeding and the prenatal time if you happen to get pregnant again, because it's really supporting your liver. It's the only vitamin I found that incorporates milk thistle in it. So keep that in mind. It's a good botanical to add to your diet, prenatal and postnatal, but if you're reaching for those sugary items, you might be taking too much milk thistle. Number 4, we're all familiar with ashwagandha, but ashwagandha can help you stay calm and relaxed. So if you're noticing that your body is tight, you're very anxious, you can't sleep, the ashwagandha powder is really helpful. It is safe while breastfeeding, and the powder over the tincture, we've learned over the past few years, is providing better results for moms to help feel relaxed. So consider ashwagandha powder to help you sleep if you're getting insomnia that week before your period. The fifth herb you can explore is lemon balm. And even though it's safe while breastfeeding, it may change the taste of your milk, so just keep that in mind because it's a mint. But lemon balm is meant to lift our moods and create happiness. It's known as the happy herb. So incorporating lemon balm into a tincture or a tea, you may notice that you're feeling happier during this time of anger and rage. And I want to backtrack one moment. You can almost feel the kettle rising, right? You can almost feel the water boiling. So you've noticed that your anger is starting to boil. And what you can do at that time is pause and say, okay, what does my body need? What does my body need? Most likely the week before your period, you need more baths with Epsom salt and magnesium. You need more herbal teas. You may want to explore bioidentical progesterone, which we'll be talking in some upcoming videos. But you really want to think about, what does your body need? Women run on a 28-day cycle, where men run on a 24-hour cycle. So keep that in mind. Each week, you probably need something different for your body, where your partner or your husband may not. So it's really important to pay attention to your weeks rather than the day when it comes to your cycle. Number 6, valerian root. You can explore a little bit of valerian root for your insomnia. If it gives you nightmares, then I would stop using it and explore another botanical to help you sleep. So some women get nightmares from using valerian root, so just keep that in mind. It's a sedative, it will help you go to sleep, but it may or may not work for you. Blue vervain. The safety during breastfeeding is inconclusive, so I would wait for this if you are breastfeeding, but it can really help relax your muscles and calm your mind if you're struggling with anger and rage. Lavender is next. You can add a little sprinkle of lavender to your tea at night, or maybe explore a lavender tincture. I remember the first tea I received from Dr. Aviva Ram when I enrolled in her course. It had a lot of lavender in it, so much so that I threw it away. So now I do incorporate it into my nighttime teas, or where I'm feeling stressed and anxious, or even make a strong cup of lavender tea and add it to your bath. That would be beautiful. So sipping on lavender tea, taking a bath with it, that is a way to calm your nervous system. It is safe while breastfeeding, and there is even a product called Lavella, which is lavender essential oil in a little capsule. And if you're not breastfeeding, I would say you can explore this more, but you could take that Lavella capsule and that would help you feel calm and relaxed the week before your period. I like to use that in stressful times, but do notice if it bothers your digestion. Number 9 is Vitex chasteberry. This botanical has been known to help regulate your cycle. So if your cycle is not every 28 days or 26 days, whatever is normal for you, you might begin exploring Vitex chasteberry to help your cycle become more regular, and then notice that your rage may dissipate a bit. Do keep in mind, though, that some women experience more postpartum depression when they add in Vitex chasteberry. I'll add more in the blog post below, but basically just watch your body, watch your mood, and make sure that depression isn't getting worse if you choose to add this botanical in. And my favorite herb for postpartum anger and rage is buplurium. So this really supports your liver. Although it is considered safety class 1 during breastfeeding and lactation, the studies are inconclusive. So it's considered fairly safe, but I'm not confident whether you should use it during breastfeeding or not. So I would say when you're done breastfeeding is usually when rage and anger sets in. So if that's where you are in your healing journey, you can explore buplurium. I'll leave a link to a product that I like below. that you can explore, and this was the #1 botanical that helped me overcome postpartum rage and postpartum anger. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you're also experiencing postpartum anxiety or believe you are, I encourage you to join your free masterclass, the Present Mama Masterclass below, where I share the root causes of postpartum anxiety, insomnia, and rage, and help you heal naturally. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment area below, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.